Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Siege. It's not really a main thing I do, but I feel like giving some tips to you lot may help improve your aim, your strats, the way you kind of peek. All of those can come in handy, and here I am trying to help you succeed that. I won't be getting in too much today, but I will say I have had around 1,600 hours on Siege. So, and within those kind of that period of time that I've played, I feel like maybe giving the tips from what I've learned and passing it to you who maybe you've just started, or you want to see if you get better from your slump season or whatever. Here I am to kind of give you the tips to improve that and do it way better than I did. So let's get into it. This is an important one, to be fair. So if you're in a match and you barricade a door and you hear people behind it, what you want to do is you want to make sure you shoot that barricade the same height as you. So you're looking, if you look at my character right now, I'm basically poking at the frame of the door, like the actual, like where I'm standing, because it matches the same height as me. So if you do want to get a lucky headshot behind a barricade, I would say making sure you pre-fire the barricade when you hear something behind a barricade. If you hear something, make sure you shoot, because it will get you a lucky kill and it could even possibly save your game. So honestly, it's something I've done for a while now, and most of my kills have just been on barricade shots. You've seen most of my clips. If you have, they've all just been kills behind barricades or like really small tight areas, and that's all just from pre-fire. So make sure you do pre-fire, and make sure when you see a barricade or anything like that when you're defending and you hear something, make sure you shoot it. But if hearing isn't like your best kind of option, like if you're not that special about it, you can even just, like as you see on my screen, like pre-fire or just like kind of hold it. Either one is fine. Now with this one, it's all about the peeking. To win your gunfights, always want to make sure like you always hold something. You're not just like out in the center ready to be killed, because always peeking behind something, like what I'm doing right now is a Shiko peek. Yeah, so it's obviously, yeah, you get your controller and you lean left and then you lean right, and then you just keep on moving your left controller, like your left stick, all the time. So it's just always make sure that when you are holding something, when you are obviously peeking to see where this enemy is, if you hear him or if you see him, you always want to make sure you pre-fire, as I've said, but always make sure you peek it as well. Always want to make sure that you peek at the right timing. Your timing in this game has to be on the spot, because with the timing in this game, the amount of times that I've looked away from a gunfight because I was holding something for that long, I turn around and then they kill me. It's just hold it if you hear it. Yeah, it's that kind of game where it's like you need to focus. So when you do peek, you always want to make sure that your body isn't fully out and you just like hold tight angles. And even right now, if you see on my screen, like I'm looking at like that kind of corner there, because when people do push, like, because that's kids, if people do push kids to that table, I've got the advantage to kind of swivel around, swing that and get the kill. So as I'm pinging there, if an enemy's there, I can literally just hold that. Oh my god. if I hold that peak and I swivel, I've easily got the kill. But I'm not like fully going out like that. Obviously I'm not fully going out like that, because you're just holding that corner. It's the corners in this game that matter, and it's also the fact that with your peeking, is that your body isn't out all the time. The only time you do peek is obviously when you're doing something like this. This is completely different. This is like when, say for example, you do hear something, yeah, and you're not quite sure is it in the room or not, and you haven't got an actual vigilante on it, then you just kind of do that. You can see like it also gets your training up as well when you do peek. So as I'm pinning there, if there's an enemy there, I'll just Shiko peek. I'm doing that. The reason I do that horizontally is because like obviously the enemies are going to push as well. They ain't just going to stay in one spot for all the time. They are going to swing as well. So when you do like that little swivel thing, you see it in most clips now, not even just from mine. But that little horizontal thing can like advance you so highly, because it's always like kind of that, if they do peek, I'm ready for it, you know. So when you do swing and you do peek at the same time while you're swinging, it's always such a good thing. But when you do peek when you're swinging, always want to make sure you don't like do the Shiko all the time. You just have to kind of like horizontally do it. Shiko peeks are only for like corners of doors and windows and like walls and stuff. So it's that like kind of gunfight that you want to take, really. Now this is one I normally do with customs. Like if you want to play with your mates and like they say, oh yeah, do it pro league or whatever like that, I always normally do this. Like it's guaranteed 90% of the time that I do this is that I break the window, but I don't break the barricade like on the windows. The reason I do this is because like I can hear them behind the window without actually having that glass there, because that glass like prevents you from hearing that. So when you break glass on a barricade, you can hear them easily. Without the window there, you know, it's 10 times better, because if they're repelled on that window there, for example, like, you know, I'll be able to kill them because I can hear them repelling, and they have a disadvantage there because obviously I can hear them, and if I can hear them, then, well, they're kind of screwed really, because if I'm on the base layer, I'm on the second floor, I'm just walking around, and I hear that when I stumble across my journey as Vigil, you know, I'll be able to have that benefit to kill the person who's repelled. I can jump out from one of the windows because I've maybe got a camera on them, like a Valve cam that I throw outside, that will obviously despawn in a couple of seconds. So it's all like, that is the advantage of playing with customs with your mates, with like random like people that you've met on like a quick match or a standard or anything like that. But if you use it in like an actual game, that would also benefit you as well. I would highly do that, but I do it for customs only, really. Now this is aimed towards attackers. So if you're in a match and you're playing Oregon, you will want to jump onto the van, and then once you're on the van, you want to make sure you run from the van to the balcony. The only reason you do this is because you don't want to repel, because the other players like on the team, they're gonna like hear that. Defenders on the other team, they're gonna hear that, yeah, and you know, they have a higher advantage of killing you than you are killing them. So always want to make sure you jump onto the van and then you run across to the balcony, because when you're on rappel, it's more likely people are going to hear that and they're like, well, I obviously know where you're going to be, so I'm going to run out and kill you. You know, it's always about the hearing in this game. The hearing, the peeking, the swinging, you name it, it's all there. Droning as well, you always want to make sure you drone. But we'll get into that in just a bit. So when you do obviously go into the van, you don't want to definitely do not want to like go onto the rappel onto the balcony, because there's no point. It's wasting time. It's literally useless, because the time you're up there, you know, running by the van is so much quicker as well. So if you're like Ash and you're a rusher, you know, jumping onto that van is just, it's perfect for you. It's perfect for like such an aggressive attack. And it will definitely get you the win. I highly guarantee it. And it's also about shooting that camera there as well. Like, you see me aiming at the cameras over there. Like, it's just so good. And this one is about the droning. So with this drone in here, you want to make sure you kind of break that bucket. This is entirely up to you. But normally, like with me, I don't really want to go in that corner, because there's definitely just I feel like with me, every single time when I've got a kill, when I run out from that balcony, it's always on that side. That's why I don't really tend to. But if I do want to drone, I always go there. As you can see right now, I always go there, because it's harder for them to swing that. I'll show you in just a bit, but yeah, it's harder for them to swing, and it's less likely as well. But also droning in that corner, it's like everyone knows that bucket's there. So, but if you're in that corner, you destroy that bucket, it's like, oh, well, hang on a minute, that's not a bucket, that's a player, you know. So either one counts, but the thing is, obviously, at the time you'll be droning. Always want to make sure you drone close, and then you kind of, when you go in, you always drone in after you, you know, like you're always following that drone. But right now I'm playing as a defender, so you can see that when I'm trying to peek on the, like that angle that I was trying to show you where I was droning at, yeah, you can see that pillar's in the way. Now that pillar is always kind of like despised me because it's like I can't hold those kind of really tight angles, because you can see every time I shoot, it's always that bullet, you know, like it's hard. It's hard to like kind of kill people on that angle. So yeah, I definitely guarantee that you destroy that bucket, or you go there, like in that little bit there on the roof. So yeah, just try your best, honestly. This is about dividing the rooms into corners, like dividing them into little sectors and then shooting from them, because this is highly that, like, you can highly doubt that there is an enemy there. There's going to be an enemy that will be ready to get killed. So if you do like get a kill from that, that's brilliant, because the pre-fire in this game is just, it's just pure luck. And to be honest, if you want to keep that luck up, always pre-fire. So yeah, divide the rooms into sectors when you're attacking. It happens in defending. I've had some clips where it defends. But yeah, this is it for today. I have been a bit like snappy with it. But yeah, enjoy your day. I'll see you in another video. But take care.